I'm Chelsea, and I want to tell you guys about how Pegasus and I built our family. And everyone's story of infertility is different. The theme of my story is that you can never predict how anything will turn out. So Pegasus and I were married for 10 years and waiting to have kids. By the time we were finally ready to take the risk, we found out that we were both too infertile for IVF to work. But one day in 2020, during COVID, I got a call from our fertility clinic that there was another couple at the clinic who had finished building their family through IVF, and they wanted to anonymously offer their leftover embryos as a donation to build our family. So we prayed about this, and let's do this. Like, what a great joyful thing. So I had a frozen embryo transfer, which has about a 50% success rate. And it took on the first try, and that was Lyra. At the 20-week ultrasound, I went in and was very happy to tell my doctor that my lupus was doing great. It was getting better. Pregnancy agreed with me. We did the ultrasound, and there was something very wrong with the baby. So then we went back in for genetic testing. I had an amniocentesis, and it was a good news, bad news situation. Good news is that the birth defect that they saw in Lyra on the screen was not caused by a genetic disease, and it was just caused by the kind of pollution that we have in our environment. Therefore, she had an excellent chance of survival. 20 weeks later, Lyra was born. She was healthy. We took her in for her first surgery when she was 6 weeks old, and she had 5 brain surgeries during her first year of life. We were enrolled in early intervention, which was awesome. She got speech therapy, she got physical therapy, occupational therapy, all from her first weeks of life. And, you know, we thought she was very slow to crawl, very slow to walk. She wasn't speaking. And so we thought, you know, we want this girl to have a best friend. And there's another embryo at the clinic. So we decided to go for our second frozen embryo transfer. And once again, that one took, and that's Kinley. And it was another good news, bad news. I got very sick with lupus during that second pregnancy. When you have lupus and you're pregnant, there is a significant risk of the child being born needing an immediate pacemaker surgery. So I had to have a high-risk medical care and birthing situation for Kinley. But good news, we went to her 20-week ultrasound, and she was totally healthy. Then she was born on time. I was able to have a natural birth, and she came out strong as an ox, head full of white hair, the fattest baby that I have personally ever met, and no problems with her heart. And then the ending of my story that I want to share with you is Lyra was 2 years old and 2 months old when Kinley was born, and at that point hadn't vocalized, hadn't spoken, not mama, not dada, not nothing. We bring home Kinley, and we are very busy with our new baby, and suddenly Lyra has lots to say. And within several months, she was blowing everyone away, catching up with all her milestones. She is now 4 years old in preschool. She is completely developmentally on par with her peers, physically and cognitively. She no longer qualifies for intervention services. And we still take her once a year right across the street, which is why we chose Burlington, to her checkup for her neurosurgeon. And at our last checkup, Pegasus was able to give her new neurosurgeon a book that Pegasus wrote about Lyra's relationship with her special doctors and spiritual leaders. So we'll pass around a copy of that.
If they're behind you, you can pass them.
I'll pass them around. And thank you so much for listening to my story.
Oh, wow.